Hey, hello everyone and welcome in a new video. In this video we are going to continue our practical exercise to install a monitoring stack with Prometheus and Grafana and other servers. So in this video I want to show you how to change some element about our Grafana settings. I want to change our admin user. I want to automatically add a new data source like our Prometheus, and how to add automatically with Ansible, of course, to add a dashboard. If you want, you can subscribe to my channel to not miss the next video. The purpose of this video, we continue our practical exercise, add automatically Prometheus data source, change admin user and his password, and add a Grafana dashboard for node exporter. The first step, we need to add some variables in our Grafana role. So to do it, I just go into our Visual Studio Code. In the role directory, we are in Grafana role. And we go into default variable in the main file, and we just want to add two variables. So this one we have already added the Grafana admin password, so I just add Grafana admin user and I set it to admin by default. And after it we just need to add some tasks. The first task to change the admin user, and I go into our tasks directory in the main file, and in the last task after it we just add our new task to change the admin user. To do it, what we do, we use the line in file module to edit our grafana.ini file. This is the Grafana settings, and we want to change two lines. So I check if we have already done it. Not yes. And the first one, we just want to change here the admin user by default set to admin, and change it after with the Grafana admin user variable by default admin, of course, but if you want you can set another user, and we can change the admin password by default admin, but if you want you can set another password by default. I think we have already set it to my password by default. So this is our first task, and now another task to add a Prometheus data source and Ansible has a specific module to add a data source for Grafana server, and to do it we use the Grafana data source module. We set a name for our data source, for example Prometheus -local. We set where Ansible can find our Grafana server. So by default this is on the local host because we just want to run this task on our Grafana server. We set the Grafana user, and of course this is the same user like in the previous task, okay? And we set the password, of course, to connect to our Grafana. And after it we just want to set org ID _ID. By default this is 1 because in Grafana you can set many organization, but by default we use only one organization. If you want you can set many organization, and in our case we have just one organization, and of course this is 1. We add the data source type, and we set it to Prometheus, and you can set if you use MySQL or Postgres or Elasticsearch, you can set it here. And we add a data source URL where Grafana can find the Prometheus. So in this case, I think no, it's not. This is the URL, and by default, I think this is the local host, because we install Grafana on the same server of our Prometheus. So we set it to localhost, not to Prometheus, because we don't have DNAs. And it's okay. And we add a changed when, and we don't want to show in our output when we have a change, so we can add it. We add another task. So in this task, we want to add a node exporter dashboard, a specific dashboard to node exporter in Grafana. And to do it, what we do, we use a get URL module, and we go on this URL here. So I can copy it, and if we go into our browser, we can see the content of our dashboard with a JSON format. So I download it with Ansible and install it in /var lib grafana /node exporter.json. We add the mod to 0755, and after it we just want to add a specific file. We need when we use Grafana, we need to add a specific file to tell to Grafana where we can find the dashboard. So the dashboard with a JSON format. So to do it, we just need to use another task, and in this task, what we do, we use a template module, and we define a new file, a new template file, dashboard node exporter .yaml and .g2, because this is a template, and we set a destination in /etc Grafana, like here in provisioning dashboard, and we set the name of our file. We just remove .g2 at the end, and we add a mod, and of course we change Grafana configuration or Grafana dashboard, and we need to restart Grafana in this case. And yes, this is a template, now the template file. So we use this name here. I just create a new file in templates directory here, new file. And now we have the new file. We copy the content of this file here. So this is this is a specific configuration in YAML format for Grafana to set new providers, set to node exporter. We add it in organization ID 1, not a specific folder. This is a file, and we don't want to disable deletion, and we update the interval to 10 seconds, and we just add a target with a path in /var lib grafana node exporter.json. Okay, and after it we need to add an handler, of course, because we have set notify to restart here. So we go into our handlers directory. Where is it? Yes, it. And we add a new handler This is a simple task, but in handler directory. We use the systemd module. We set the name of the systemd service we want to restart. So we add the state to restarted. We enabled it and use a daemon reload if we need. So that's all. To be sure, I want to drop all container, and we reuse our deploy.sh, and we want to create how many server we have in our inventory. I check it in Ansible here. Our inventory, we have 4 server. So I want to create 4 server. You can see the video number 12 or 14, 12, I think. If you want to understand what do this script. So we have 4 server, and so now we can go into our Ansible dir directory, and we check we have saved all files, and now we can run again our Ansible playbook -i, our inventory and our playbook. So we can check our playbook. We have a Grafana here, and all tasks we have added is in this role, Grafana. So we can run our playbook like here, and we can wait, and we go in our Prometheus server and Grafana server in 172.17.0.2. So I can use our Firefox. We go here, and we can wait until 1990. Oh yes, we have our Prometheus server. Good. And now we can wait, and Ansible add Grafana server. Okay. Add the repository of our Grafana. Install now our Grafana server. Okay, we can add a new tab on port 3000. Now we can connect. Data source at Prometheus include an option with an defined variable. Grafana user admin. Oh, maybe we have default here. Grafana user admin, not admin user. So we can change it in the task here. Grafana admin user here. Admin underscore user here. So I save it, I run it again. That can be more quickly for us. Okay, yes, we have our new user. So this is admin because we don't change it, and we can add admin here in our username, and my password. And now we are in our Grafana, and you can see we have now our new dashboard named node exporter full here. We can see we have 4 servers, and we need to wait that Prometheus scrap some metrics. We can check targets here. We have all targets activated, and we can change the range and go, for example, with the last 5 minutes, and we can refresh every 5 seconds. And we can wait, and maybe we can see some server. And by default we are on the server 172.170.2. This is our Prometheus server and Grafana server with our node exporter. And now we have our matrix in our Grafana dashboard with a specific matrix about node exporter. We can see the CPU, for example, memory, etc. And if you want, you can change here. We have our data source, of course, Prometheus -local. Our job, node exporter, and we can switch to another server, for example, 172.17.0.3. Okay. And if we refresh it, it's okay, I think. And we can go on another server. Of course, we have the same metrics because all server are empty. Okay, I think that's all. Yes, great. And that's all for today. Thank you for following this video, and you can subscribe to my channel to not miss the next video, and see you in the next one. Bye.